Gotcha. Shit. Oh, he's about to be a year old soon. Mm-hmm.
So at least he got some strength.
Mm-hmm. Bueno. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for tuning in to the Joey Class podcast. We actually have something very special tonight. We're actually breaking the barrier. We are breaking cherries. As our special guest has not been on a podcast ever. Mm-hmm. Sandra. Thank you.
I'm the guinea pig here.
No. You're bringing flavor. You're like Fez from that '70s show. You're like the exotic voice.
I'm the one with the accent. But who thinks that doesn't have an accent?
You think you don't have an accent when you talk?
No, I know I do. I don't have a lot.
Yeah.
But I do. I definitely do.
It's not bad. I've heard some really bad ones before.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
The people that I can't even understand. Even in Spanish, imagine in English.
Yeah.
But no.
And you've been in the States for how long?
It's gonna be 16 years.
16 years?
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
Shit.
But you already knew English when you were in Ecuador, right?
Yeah. But I guess I didn't know how much I really knew until I came here. Well, actually before that.
No.
Because we have somebody from Switzerland and she's only spoke English. And I was the one who communicated the most with her from my brothers, from my brother and my sister. So I guess I'm the one who knew more, I want to say. So.
Well, she went to school with you?
No. She went, she was a friend of a friend's.
Okay.
And they brought her, she went to Ecuador to visit. And somehow she ended up in my house. Somehow she ended up traveling with me to different places.
Yeah.
And she liked it.
Yeah.
It was a different experience for them. You know, I guess the culture is very different compared to where she is from. We're more welcoming, more family oriented, you know, things to do with family.
Yeah.
The whole gang goes, not just one.
She's like ice cold European.
Yeah.
Dead
definitely.
inside.
Nah, no, she was nice. She was very nice. Yeah. Not dead, but she, you know, she's European, so it doesn't, you know, hard for them to understand it, like to say, let's go to the beach, and there goes the mom, the aunt, the kids, and she's like, oh, everybody's going, I guess. And I'm like, yeah, everybody.
She wasn't used to that?
No, it seems like she wasn't. And she enjoyed it. I think that's one of the things why people from Europe actually like going to South America.
Yeah.
They see like as welcoming, right? Like these people, you know, treat you nice, they take you to places and don't expect anything from you.
Yeah.
It's just being welcoming. That's what we do.
Yeah. It reminds me of when we were at that barbecue and we saw those people from what was it, Denmark?
Yeah.
And you know, we came in there, we said hi to all our coworkers, all our friends, and then they were just kind of there in the corner at first. Yeah. And then we said hi to them, but then they kind of warmed up to us afterwards.
So it takes a minute.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, what happened? Like, it was just a hello with the hand. And then by the end of the night, I just went and gave him a kiss. I'm like, you know, this is the Spanish way. We say hello with a kiss and we say goodbye with a kiss. Yeah. Now I feel like, you know, we're friends. Now we know each other.
Yeah, you're part of the family now.
Yeah. You're accepted.
Come to the next barbecue.
I think we will get invited.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. They saw us eating their food, and they're like, "Oh, we can't wait to give them whatever they have, scrumpets or
whatever that word we could not say."
Mugol, mokol.
I don't know.
It was like a whipped cream, and just strawberries, right?
No, raspberries, strawberries. I think so, and Was it? Yeah, cream cheese or
Was it cream cheese? I think she said
no
cream cheese,
whipped
right?
cream? Whipped cream.
No, we're thinking of the dirt or the sand
No.
that had the cream
It
cheese.
was whipped cream
So.
or something like that. I don't know. It was good, but something to try. Everything is different, right? Every country has their own flavor, their own specific thing that I guess famous for, and that's what one of them. It was just like, look, there's some milk with fruit.
Yeah,
all right.
We'll claim it.
We'll eat it.
We'll plant our little Danish flag on it. Yeah, we conquered it. Yeah, and then we just came from this fucking tiny ass festival, if you can call it that, down the block. It was like 4 blocks.
Nah, like 2.
It's like 2 blocks.
2 blocks of.
I said, come on.
2 blocks of food, games for the kids, painting the faces,
little stage,
the little stage, which I don't know what they were doing really.
I think they were
waiting.
They were doing like a lottery.
That's
like
what it was.
Raffle.
Yeah, because it was people waiting to win something. But I don't know. No. They were paying attention for whoever they call.
But the festival was for San Vito, right, or some saint, some Italian saint.
Yeah.
And there was like nothing almost Italian about the spot. Well, there was like these brick oven pizzas that were there, the Italian sausages.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Well, and the
Colombian
and the Italian ice.
Oh yeah.
But is that even Italian?
They're pretty old school Italian. But
so
that
is.
I guess it had nothing to do with the saint. I
mean, but you're in Elizabeth. I mean, this is South America altogether.
Yeah, I mean Europe.
You need something
Asia,
from South America to call in, the people from here. It's an Italian neighborhood, but it's mostly Spanish now.
Yeah.
Maybe before it was mostly, Italians, but now it's...
Oh, that whole section, Peterstown, that was like Little Italy.
Is it still? Not really.
There's Italians there. You can see them kind of like hanging up clothes at the balcony. Got your little butcher shop, right? The Italian sausages that they make there, but that's about it. Everybody else left or died or whatever.
Or start seeing the Spanish people and they're like, nope, we're out.
Like, oh, no.
This is like, they speak Spanish. I mean, similar to Italian, but not the same.
But I guess we copied them.
We're
right?
out. We're out.
We're out?
Yeah.
We're on the way out, probably.
Yeah, they were saying, nah, this neighborhood's going down the hill.
You know what was funny? The only reason we went was because my uncle went and basically woke us up, right? Like from what we were doing. It's like, hey, we're going to go to the festival. We go walking with him. And this dude leaves us there, right there in the middle of the festival. But you know what? No, he texted me and he was like, I didn't want to freak out Alexis, but like, he was like, I was getting worried.
For the dog?
Yeah, because he really saw him overheating, so that he was doing 80 on
oh, wow.
Just getting back home, taking length, and then he sends me this one picture I'm about to show you.
The poor dog. I mean, that type of dog is not meant to be. Oh, poor thing.
He gets to live another day. But imagine, right? He came, almost attacked all our cats. Was very excited.
Not the cats.
No.
We're not excited about this creature.
Fucking my one cat almost got burnt. He was so freaked out.
He burned himself.
Yeah.
He did.
He was standing on the dresser, not even realizing that the candle was cooking up his hair.
His belly.
Dumbass cat. It's my favorite cat, but little bobito sometimes.
No. Kiko is a special cat. He can really feel the way you're feeling.
Yeah.
If you have a sad day, he'll be sitting right next to you, on top of you, and just trying to absorb all that, whatever you're feeling. And whenever he feels like you're better, then he goes.
Yeah.
And eats. That's his life.
Yeah. He's like a true Garfield.
It is.
He's like a true Garfield in that
black.
sense. But black, yeah.
He really is. I mean, he's famous. I have pictures of him sitting like in the couch with his hand just chilling in the red couch. Like, yeah, this is the life. They feed me, they pet me, I sleep all day, and I watch TV with him.
What could you want? He's like a 50-year-old dad who just gave up. Just coming home after work every day. This is what I do now.
But never seen him run that fast, though.
No, you should have seen him jump off the bed. Like, it was like an Olympic, I would have put up the card and it had 10 on it. Because it was like such a crazy high jump. I even thought he bounced off the wall like Jackie Chan.
He could have if the dog would probably chase him.
No, my poor baby. He was terrified.
Now the female, because she's smart, she went and hide. She was like, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
But I know I'll hide whatever this fat ass can get me. That dog cannot get into small places.
Yeah.
So she was good. But then the little one, he had a little bit more hood. He stayed in front of him and he just like,
so
he was ready. But then he starts seeing him running. He's like, no, I'm not ready.
So no, because if it's like too off, then as I'm like editing it, you're gonna see that like it kind of like starts going like too far back, and then it's like you can't hear. Little technical stuff. Yeah, little technical stuff.
I'm not a pro.
Oh, nah, popping cherries. We're popping cherries. You look good doing it though.
By the way, that's a sentence from America that I just learned not too long ago.
Which one?
Popping cherries.
Popping cherries?
Yeah.
What did you think it meant first?
I don't know, some kind of drug or something. Like you're popping a cherry? Like what, ecstasy? So, like you popping a pill or something?
So what was the first way you heard it?
Where did I heard it? I can't even remember. But I know it was not too long ago. And I asked too, like, what? What's that? And then they explained it to me. I'm like, oh, I see. Oh, okay. Got it.
So you came from Ecuador.
Mm-hmm.
What age were you?
21.
21?
Mm-hmm. I'm 37 now.
Oh, okay. And how was that whole kind of experience coming over? Like how were you feeling, I guess, on the plane ride coming for the first time?
I get scared.
Yeah.
Imagine having no family, because where I was going, I have nobody, literally.
Yeah.
Like the only family that I have here, it's in different states. So I'm in the middle of the nowhere, literally, Wyoming.
Mm.
And I'm married. By then I was married, and that's where my ex-husband was living.
Yeah. And
I went there because of him, right? But I didn't know like how cold it was, how's the people there. And most importantly, I didn't have any family. Mind you, I always live with my family. I never live, outside of my house. That was the first time ever that I went to live with somebody. So, and then changing your whole life. Not only, leaving your family, but leaving your country, your food, your friends, even your own language, because he didn't speak Spanish.
Yeah. So
I have to speak English, even if I wanted or not. It was a matter of I have to if I wanted to communicate.
Yeah.
Then it was just like, well, let's see how it goes. Let's see what happens, right?
Yeah.
So I did. And then a few years later, more than a few years, 4 years later, it just was done.
Yeah.
That was it. Because of me, obviously. I left.
I would have left Wyoming too.
Wyoming.
I've never been there, but it sounds far away.
It's it's a huge state, but it's so little people. Like
Yeah.
it's not a lot of. It's just not much for me. It wasn't that much to do. I guess I've come from the ocean, from the beach, from you know having people all around me all the time. I'm in like pretty much the middle of the city, and then going to a city that you barely see people walking
Yeah.
around. It's just a big change. That's one of the things I noticed when I came here. I just didn't see nobody walking. I'm like, this is so weird. And then you go, where I'm from, everybody's walking, everybody's taking the bus. You can see a bunch of people walking in the streets. But
That's
here,
interesting.
you don't see them that much.
Yeah.
Even more there.
Well, I'm pretty sure if you would have moved to, say, a beach, right? Or like some kind of coastal town,
Oh yeah,
probably would have been more like
more
almost like home.
Or more, yeah. It would be a big difference.
Yeah.
But I know Wyoming it was, so I did went there. I can say that in summertime, which lasts like a month, really not long, it's gorgeous. I mean, if you even go up, it's not Wyoming, it's Colorado, but if you go up the mountains, it's breathtaking. It really is. Like when you see it on movies or you see it, I don't know, on a picture or something, it's nothing compared to what you really when you're there and you see it. It's gorgeous. Can't say that it's not, but it's cold.
Yeah.
Really cold.
Yeah.
Really, really, really cold. I don't know. It wasn't for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you grew up right in the coastal town.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
My house was literally right in front of the ocean. Although it was a small town, everybody knew each other. We can leave, the doors open, the bikes outside.
Yeah.
Nobody would steal anything. It was a great childhood. Cannot complain, really. I mean, we didn't have a lot of money, but we have what we need to, and we were happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Reminds me of been watching that show Barry, right? And then there's that dude. He's in Chechnya, just herding his little goats.
Yeah.
And he was just happy.
Yeah, it's something about. I mean, I know everything comes. I guess with the age, everybody changes, right? Because you grow up and you're like, oh, well, I want to do more stuff, or I want to go to a restaurant and they don't have it here, and everybody maybe start looking for like a bigger city. But as to grow up in a small town when it's safe for your kids to go outside and play, and just say, I'm going to my neighbors, and you know who that neighbor is, and not have to worry about like, well, who's this neighbor?
Yeah.
It's something that is hard to hear now.
Yeah.
It's hard to find, I guess.
I mean, like here where we live, right, in Elizabeth, it's like you kind of know the neighbors, but very distant, right? It's kind of like let's keep our distance. Let's know each other by a small distance.
Right.
But it's just so many people that it's like you can't have that trust.
No. Yeah. That's what I say. Like, I really enjoyed my childhood. Like, I still have friends from my childhood that I still talk to them, and maybe I won't talk to them every week, every month, because it's just people is working or things happen, whatever it is.
Yeah. But
that if you call them, they're there. And it's hard to find that. I mean, a place to grow up. You don't have to worry about where your kids are. Mm-hmm. Maybe, before it was here like that a little bit more.
I think kind of like before cell phones, you hear about the way it was, where it's like you would just go outside the window, right, and just scream, Jimmy, Tommy, dinner time.
Get in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty much how, like I said, that's how it was. Yeah, everybody, we have parks, and we have a club that have a pool, basketball courts, tennis, soccer.
Yeah.
I mean, a bunch of things. And for a kid to have all of that and have friends around the same age it was pretty nice.
Yeah.
It was definitely very nice. And all their moms were friends too.
Yeah.
Get together.
Everybody knows each other. Yeah.
Yeah. Get drunk, play cards.
Yeah.
You know, that was the thing. But now it's just like a little bit of a ghost town, I want to say.
The town where you grew up?
Yeah. When I went back, it's just definitely not the same. Not I guess everything changes because your memory can fool you, right? You think you remember the way it was, and then when you come back, you're like, it was always like this, or it's just, maybe my mind made me think that it was different. But no, it has changed though. It has.
But why would you say a ghost town? Like there's less people?
Actually, it's more people, but in the part that I was living, you can see all the kids running around, right? You can see the mom's car. If they were in one house, I mean, somebody bad happened or something really good happened, whichever it was. But now you go and you barely see any kids in the streets. I mean, I guess everybody's inside of the house, and you don't see that much people like before. But I don't live there, right?
Yeah.
So maybe just when I go, there's not that many kids, or not that I know them anymore. So
it's kind of like you were saying, like before everybody used to just walk around, and then now it sounds like it's kind of like here where everybody really is just kind of inside. I mean, like this festival thing was like the closest of seeing everybody just outside or like out in the open kind of thing. People on their porch, people just walking around, talking and stuff like that. You gonna throw up?
No.
Oh, okay. You had the burp?
Yeah.
It seemed pretty intense. Whatever was going on.
No, I'm good.
You could throw up. I mean, we could pop that cherry too.
Oh, no, please.
From the mic.
That's one of the things that I don't...
What, throwing up?
Yeah.
I fucking hate it.
No.
I do everything I can to avoid it.
That's why I don't get that drunk.
Yeah.
So I don't have to throw up.
Yeah. You see, what do you mean? You trying to take shots?
No.
Okay.
No, we're not doing that today.
Okay.
Maybe another next episode.
Next episode?
Yeah.
All right. Shots every 20 minutes.
Oof.
You're not about that life?
On a Saturday, I don't have to work on a Sunday, yeah. But on a Sunday, I have to work on a Monday at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Young.
Sure. I am. My soul.
Yeah.
I don't know, my body.
Yeah.
My body has taken some hits.
Some of our coworkers be doing it. Come in with the shades.
Oh yeah, and COVID helped for the alcoholics too.
Oh, definitely. But you know what? COVID, I didn't I drink?
Yeah.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, I drank a lot. A lot of aguardiente.
COVID.
Yeah. I was like that before COVID too. And after COVID. So pre-COVID, during COVID, post-COVID.
Same thing.
Yeah. This kind of seemed like the cure.
No, but I'm pretty sure people will. At the beginning, we're like, oh, okay, we're going to be at home for a week.
Mm-hmm.
Then 2 weeks. Then 3 weeks. Then a month.
I was listening to this show, and it was about a guy. His name was Steve Bannon. He was kind of like a controversial figure because he was like working for Trump and nobody really liked him. Mm-hmm. But he had this show where he had businesses in China, and he saw the lockdowns happening in China, and he was like on the radio just freaking out about it. He's like, you guys need to be ready for this. Mm-hmm. And that was in December. And I remember I was kind of like, oh, this shit seems really real. And I was buying extra meat and water and stuff like that at the supermarket in big carts. People were looking at me a little crazy.
You didn't get the toilet paper?
I got a whole bidet. Okay? That I don't use. I've used it a couple times.
People have the toilet paper. I still don't get it, but all right. Whatever. Save your life from COVID, I guess.
Well, there's no toilet paper in the fucking supermarket for like 2 days, and then everybody was just having a panic attack.
I mean, I was worried about water, not toilet paper, but to each their own.
Yeah, people need their necessities.
You know what's crazy? I didn't do anything big really for my birthday in years.
Yeah.
And then 2020 comes around.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I'm going to be 35. Let's do something. My one of my best friends, Courtney, she's like, well, let's go out because we haven't gone out in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. He's like, I'll prepare everything. Perfect. A group of friends went out. We went out to a club. We have the VIP, area, whatever. Have bottles of tequila, whiskey, rum, whichever we like, drink. I had a blast. I literally didn't sit down at all. Yeah. I danced all night. It was very fun. It was very entertaining. A couple of my best friends were there. One of them couldn't make it, but at least, a couple did. And it was just a small group, and it was just fun to go out, and actually really enjoy that birthday. And next thing you know, everything is closed. COVID came March.
Yeah, like 2 weeks after that.
Yeah, 2 weeks after that, everything was closed, and just people didn't know what the hell was happening. I mean, I guess it was fear. Yeah. Everywhere, like what is this? What we're gonna do? How do you prepare yourself? How you take care of your family? Really, not to get it, not to pass it into to your family. It was a pretty. I mean, remember crazy.
We were still working.
But DHL never stopped.
And that was at the point where we were spraying the boxes, right? I would come home and then I would have to literally get naked at the door and then put all my clothes in a bag and then disinfect everything. Yeah. Because we had no idea. People wouldn't even take boxes if they came from China.
Right.
During that time.
Or people will say, leave it outside.
Don't come close.
Don't come close to the house.
I actually ran into a couple people who they would stay far, but they wanted to talk. It was almost like after like 3 or 4 weeks, you could see everybody kind of getting a little antsy, a little crazy. And then they would talk to me from the windows. How are you doing? This is really crazy, right? Yeah, both my brothers just died. It's great. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it's crazy. Like, very weird.
I guess we were the only people they'll see
I think
in the streets still working, right? I mean, other than medical assistance, an ambulance and
people
hospital
on the phone and stuff like that.
And everybody else was whoever could work from work, that's what they would be doing. So they really didn't have that face-to-face kind of like interaction with nobody other than whoever lived in their house. Yeah. And imagine, like, it was a lot of people getting calling the cops because they have some kind of situation with the person that they live.
Or they're stuffing them in a basement. Don't come up here.
Who knows? I mean, but it was just a crazy year. But, some companies, that was the end of it, and others grew. Yeah. Like ours.
To say the least. Mm-hmm. And work never stopped.
And hasn't stopped.
No. And that's kind of where I get really frustrated with some people, where they're like just home, right, for like 8-9 months, and it's like, hey, listen, bro, you had a nice break. Mm-hmm. Oh, but my Wi-Fi connection, and I hate having to log in for work and this and that. Now they're making me have to put on pants, and I'm like, hey, what are you talking about right now? I'm literally going outside every day.
But it depends on the job too.
Yeah.
But for other people, was like, you guys get to go outside.
That's true too.
You know.
We had the special letters.
Yeah, you were able to be
No.
outside, and you didn't have to worry. Like, imagine. I mean, not for nothing, but in compared to my country, right? My mother would tell me they have a curfew. You have to be home by 8 or 6, and then after that, nobody has to be outside unless, right, if you work in medical.
Yeah.
That was the only reason why you could be outside.
Yeah.
If not, or you're a cop or something like that. But if not, you have to be at your house, which
that kind of happened here too, though.
Yeah, but they didn't stop your
True.
car.
True, because people were still going to grocery stores.
The stores, exactly. The grocery store didn't close. Over there was everything. Was everything. The grocery stores, any regular store. I guess the markets.
Yeah.
Everything, closed after 6 or 8, and everybody has to be home. The only reason why you're outside, you have to have some kind of permit that allows you to be outside.
Yeah.
If not, they will give you a ticket. That didn't really happen here.
No. They did give us that paper just in case cops stopped us, but it wasn't really happening here in New Jersey like that.
No, I feel like they were more strict over there than here.
Everywhere outside, almost.
Yeah. But then, I don't know. I still, a lot of people died over there. A lot of people literally will just collapse on the streets, and I'll see.
Yeah, Ecuador is one of the hardest hit spots.
Because imagine, here you have your own car, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most of the people, at least one person in the whole family has a car.
Yeah.
Over there is not such a... Yes, it's more than before that people has cars, but like public transportation is one of the most
common
common things to use, right?
Yeah.
How do you clean a bus every 5 seconds? Imagine people is coming in and out of the bus, in and out from the el trole, which is pretty much like a metro.
Yeah. And those are packed.
And they're packed.
Sure. Yeah.
And they're packed. And you're only telling people from this time to this time you can be outside, buying groceries, working, doing whatever you have to do, and then you're gonna have to go back. So you cutting the day short.
And making everybody have to go out at the same time to get what they need to get.
Yeah. So imagine,
So they really fucked themselves without knowing almost that they were doing it.
Yeah. I think, maybe that's one of the reasons. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was just a lot of people, unfortunately lost their life through it until we learn how to deal with it.
Yeah. What's the... Because now we're like 2 years removed from 2020, right? And I think everybody's just kind of done with the pandemic, done with masks, done with the word corona. Unless it's a beer, they're just done. What do you think you took away? What's the one thing that you like really learned and took with you from that whole experience?
Oh, from
just from COVID, just the whole thing from that whole pandemic.
I guess it's almost like to say the freedom.
To appreciate the freedom.
Yeah, because imagine, like, I don't live in the same country that my family lives.
Yeah.
My close family. So I couldn't just take an airplane and go.
Yeah.
Because you have the restrictions here or there or whichever country that you were going to, they have restrictions. So it made a lot of people, not be able to go see their families if they don't have them close, right? Or even if you live in the States, but you live in one state and the other person lives in a state way too far away that you prefer to take an airplane, then you couldn't. Right? You couldn't just do it. So I guess it gets you to appreciate, whenever you have the chance to see your family do it, because you never know.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
Yeah. So I guess that it's just, you know, the freedom of, like I said, just a silly thing like, I don't know, going to a friend's house. You couldn't, because imagine, you know, if you were sick and you didn't know it, and then, you know, you make somebody sick from that family, and it was just like a little big domino effect.
Yeah.
And then, you know, there are people getting mad to other people saying, oh no, you brought the virus to my house.
Yeah.
You came to visit, and now you made me sick, and now my family's sick. And it was just like, it's almost like, who do we blame for this?
Mm-hmm. Because they were looking for somebody to blame.
Yeah, it was almost like, but you couldn't. By then, I mean, even at work, right? Some of our coworkers, they got it pretty bad. And then other people that work with them will say, oh, but she, you know, she works in a hospital. She shouldn't come here to work if she has. You don't know the person's situation. She obviously has two jobs because one is not enough, right?
I mean,
and then, you know, as a person that's working in the hospital, is weird, because at first you're a hero, but then if you go to your other job that you have and you make somebody sick because you probably got it, you know, in the medical field, in the hospital that you work, now you're not a hero no more.
Well, remember, like, the way we understand it now, right? It's everywhere. It's in the air. It's like you can't escape it.
Mm-hmm.
But we were just so terrified. We didn't know how close you had to be.
Yeah.
If it happened like that, right? Within like 5 seconds of talking to somebody, if it happened just from being, you know, 10 feet close to somebody, 2 feet close to somebody.
Right.
So it was true. There was just this whole unknown. So it just became a whole blame game.
Yeah. Imagine. Yeah. And some people will be like, "No, he looks like he has COVID." Like we almost
a couple people that did.
Yeah, like he looks sick, so I feel like he has COVID.
I don't know, bro. That one cough was a little weird.
Yeah. Imagine you couldn't even sneeze.
Yeah.
Well, people look at you literally in the store like, what? And people will start walking through the other side of the street if it was possible. Oh. You know, but it's 2020.
It's a rough year.
Rough year.
It was a rough year.
I guess.
And look, we're almost at the end of 2022, going into 2023.
God. Well, tough year. No. You know what? 2022 is like
very quick.
Yeah. And it's funny how people is almost like back to normal, right? Some people is, some people's not.
Yeah.
Some, you know, I still see a lot of people with masks.
Yeah.
Other people, they're like, whatever. You know, we got the shot. We have the vaccines and already got it. You know, I guess it's not an unknown now. Mm-hmm. And because it's not unknown, people is more comfortable with it.
Yeah. I think people are taking more chances, if anything. Like from 2021 to 2022, me personally, and you know, like I've pushed myself to do as much as I can. I've been traveling like crazy. You know, we've all been traveling. It's like, look, I'll wait on a plane for fucking 5 hours or whatever. I want to get the fuck out of here. I want to go to this place. I want to have this experience. I want to see this concert. I want, you know, COVID showed me it was like, you got to live. You really do. You can't hide behind closed doors, or you can't be completely afraid of the whole world.
Yeah. It definitely, I mean, that's what I said. Like, it's just like having the freedom back of, you know, I want to go to this place. I can go now. Yeah. Maybe before you'll be like, oh, you know, there's no money. I'm saving for this. I'm doing that. But now it's like, you know what? What if another COVID 2.0 comes around and then
monkeypox?
Hey.
Fuck it.
We'll travel anyway.
Fuck it.
We'll all become zombies eventually.
I'm good. I'm good.
You're not Will Smith.
I'm not Will Smith. Ain't slapping people around here. You saw that apology he made?
Mm-mm.
You didn't see it?
Mm-mm.
Like he got in front of the camera and he was reading like questions like, like.
But did he apologize right in front of him, or it was just like a...
He like about Chris? He said he read a question that was like, did you get in contact with Chris afterwards? And then he said like, I tried to contact him, and Chris got back to me saying that he wasn't ready to talk.
Oh.
And then he was like, well, I still want to apologize to him, publicly, to his family. And he seemed very sincere about it. Like, obviously, it's like, you've been in the shadows for like 3 months. And he said that. He's like, I've been taking some time to really, And then there was another question was like, when they were like, when Jada looked at you all upset, like, did that make you want to go do the thing? And he kind of laughed and he was like, no, I made the decision, Exactly. I'm sorry that, he's like, I want to say sorry to my wife, sorry to my kids that I dragged you guys
into this craziness,
but I was the one that took the decision. And he said something like, I took the decision based on my relationship with Chris already. Kind of like almost like solidifying that it was a very in the moment, I have no idea what I'm doing as I'm walking up there kind of thing,
Yeah. I mean, he was probably...
Yeah,
it was one of those things, right? You do without thinking and without thinking of the consequences that will come after you do that. And then after you've done it, you're like, well, too late now.
And that was another question. Why didn't you address the situation in your acceptance speech? And he was just like, I was in a fog. Like, I was so gone. So,
I mean, but you can't be blaming that on I guess that's what a lot of people do, Oh, I was angry, so I went to slap him.
Yeah.
And then just say, oh, I'm sorry, I did it.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely destroyed his whole reputation, right? He was known as the really good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I like that apology. Like, I like that somebody can kind of just take ownership.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I mean, you obviously realize you did something that you don't supposed to.
Yeah.
And in front of, all these people that knows you and respect you as a good actor.
95% of the world's most famous people on earth.
Gee. I mean, if you want them to talk about you, you got it, right? I'm pretty sure Chris is making good money out of it.
Oh, Chris is, he's making great money.
His career is just like went up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird how...
Because he handled it well.
Probably. I mean, he's a comedian. He makes joke. He can make jokes about it now, right?
No.
He should have made like T-shirts of that shit. Sell it.
He's selling out arenas, selling out shows.
I bet. But it's... Sometimes I feel like sometimes they do this kind of thing just to call the attention because maybe their career like dying and...
No, I mean, I think it was legit like just confusion. I think everybody was just like, the fuck was that? I think even them too, like, oh shit. Like, what did we do?
I don't know how to react after that.
Yeah,
but you know what? The show has to continue, and he continued the show.
He did. And that's what I'm saying. It wasn't like a Janet Jackson like nipple slip from the Super Bowl, right? Mm-hmm. That seems pre-planned. Remember when she was doing her little performance?
Yeah.
Little nipple. Nipple.
A little, oopsie.
Yeah. That makes more sense. Yeah. You're revitalizing your career.
Yeah. Janet Jackson doesn't need that.
Uh-huh.
Janet Jackson is Janet Jackson. It don't matter how old she is. I think she's going to still sell tickets.
Is she?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure. Just because you don't like her.
I never said I don't like her. I don't know her. I know her, but I'm saying I don't think people are running to buy her tickets. I think she needed a little nipple slip to sell some more tickets.
I don't know. Who knows?
I think that was the case.
Only, I guess, their management know if they actually need to do something like that or not. But you know what? I guess it's just sometimes you know 1 year you're very popular and then next year you're not so much. You have more competition,
Yeah.
more people that is in the same business.
That's everybody. Yeah. Every
maybe
star.
younger than you. I don't know, sing better, perform better.
Yeah.
So I mean it is probably a tough career.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like or you make it or you don't make it.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
And
or if you're halfway there, that means that's your side gig.
Yeah.
And then you have to have something else on the side.
Yeah, it's true.
Right?
It's like all or nothing. And even when you have it all, you're not going to have it forever.
No.
And people are going to basically, that's it. They can think whatever they want of you. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're theirs to now mold and say whatever story that they want to say.
Yeah. But then imagine, and there's other people that just have like a few songs, they're popular, and then one
Well,
disc,
at least
one.
a song to me is very immortalized, right? Like Paul McCartney, no matter what, is gonna be famous,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like probably wrote like the greatest songs of like his generation,
Mm-hmm.
right? With the Beatles and everything like that. That's why the Rolling Stones still, you know, people still go crazy for Elton John.
Oh yeah.
You know?
But see, that's what I'm saying. That's a person who it don't matter the age, he still have people buying his tickets.
Yeah.
Going to his shows, listening to his music, and he continues to be famous. I mean, he continued to do what he loved. Maybe that's what it is. It's just like really enjoying what you do, and no matter what, you know.
Yeah, showing you have that passion.
Yeah, that's what people see, and once they like you, they like you.
Yeah.
Right.
More, I guess maybe that more than like say like a movie star. Because like you're kind of more famous for like a role than you are for you, right? Like what you put out.
Could be, yeah. It's just, I don't know. I feel like people always almost try to think that they know that person.
Yeah.
Just because they've seen him in a movie or something like that, they're like, but
because you connect, right?
Yeah. Or, you know, but like you said, you're really not knowing the person. You're knowing the character that they played.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's what I'm saying. You connected with that character.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like that show we're watching, right? Barry, right? It's the hitman who finds an acting class and then decides he wants to be an actor. But in that, he's realizing, okay, when you're playing somebody, you have to bring your history, your pain through whatever this person's trying to do. And when you do a good job of it, I guess the audience member feels it, right? Like they look and they want to cry because it's like, I remember when my dad left me, you know, or whatever. Like, and you feel that because it's like they feel it. You can just tell, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
But like I said, you still you're not knowing the person. You're still
of course,
connecting for that, you know, for that character.
Yeah.
Now the only people that really knows you is, you know, your friends, whoever been, you know, the people that really knows you, your close friends, your family. And those are the ones who really know who you are.
Yeah.
But nobody knows you 100%.
Yeah.
Just you.
Of course. You know, and then we'll start wrapping this up pretty soon. So look, you already did 50 minutes. You see?
I popped the cherry.
You popped the cherry.
Almost an hour.
And you were like, how can you do a whole hour?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah. Just happens.
It happens.
But really quick though, I want to go over, you know, so I was watching the UFC fight yesterday, the UFC 277. And I'm like watching the whole thing where I'm like, there's a lot of fucking good fights happening. A lot of knockouts, a lot of crazy stuff. You got home for literally the last match, which was Amanda Nunes versus Juliana Pena. Mm-hmm. And what a fucking bloodbath that was.
Ooh, those girls.
Jesus Christ.
Their ass. You know what? I feel like women are more savages than men when they mean about fighting.
I mean,
it's almost not just about the fight, but even the sport itself, right?
Yeah.
It's mostly men.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure like at 80-90% are men, right? And then it has to be a lot of pressure, right? You are the main event. You're a female doing this main event, and you know you're tough. You know that you're a good fighter, but you're not just fighting with this person. You are actually fighting for respect.
Yeah.
Right? In a men's world, you're still fighting for some respect.
Yeah.
You know, and they just give it all.
And
it was way more entertaining than the men.
You gotta remember that was a rematch too. The last one, Pena beat Nunes, and that was the craziest upset ever. Nobody expected that at all. And then she became the champion.
You can't be all the time on the top.
Yeah.
Eventually, somebody will come and make you lose.
True, but she came back and she beat that girl up.
Obviously, but you know what? That to make you count. You know, you take your losses and then you learn, and then you're like, all right, let's go back.
She had that one moment where she was like behind her, right? She was choking her, and then you
the blood
see the
coming out,
blood streaming from the forehead.
But imagine you're doing the pressure on the neck, and then you pretty much putting that pressure to go up this woman's head.
It was like Jello coming out,
and it was just like a stream of blood coming out. If somebody doesn't like blood, I'm pretty sure they pass out. You can't see this sport without not liking blood because it's impossible.
I was telling, like I was showing like a picture to Edgar, and he was like, "No, I can't see that. I can't see that." I'm like, "What are you talking about, dude?" It was one of the craziest fights I ever seen, man.
It was definitely a good fight,
and she had those crazy eyes, Pena. Crazy eyes every round, just like an animal, just like locked in on its prey.
She was concentrated.
Oof.
She was like, this is it.
It was brutal.
This is it.
It was brutal.
Time to fight. But I think, and for women in any kind of sport or even business, women have to
you gotta prove yourself.
Prove yourself when it's easier for men to have these CEOs or vice president or president of the company. How many actually women president of the company do you see, or CEOs of the companies that you see? Not many.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully that will change with time. We'll see.
Because I think it's more women don't really want to rise to that kind of position.
No, that's a lie.
If the amount of time, right, that you need to spend in order to be like in a CEO position or even as a fighter, the amount of hours you got to spend, right, just training. That is, I mean, it's a little cliche, but if you have a family, that's the sacrifice, right?
But it shouldn't be the same for a man.
Yeah.
You're a single father.
It's that's kind of already what's expected almost. That the men just goes out to work.
That's very machista of your side.
Yeah, but it's kind of like what's common, right?
That needs to change.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go women.
Go women, of course. I'm one of them. I have to go. I have to go for my team always.
Yeah.
But no, it really is. I feel like it's just the lack of opportunity for women in a lot of companies, in a lot of things. They make it harder. They make it tougher.
Yeah.
And even on pay, of course. Well, not our job.
Yeah.
Because whatever it's pretty much for the time. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. You still get paid the same. But in any other type of companies, men usually have a higher paying, rate than a woman.
But I read something on that where it's like men are more likely to ask for a raise. It was a cool statistic where it was like men are more likely to ask for a raise even when they're not even doing that good of a job. Whereas a woman most likely feels like they have to be doing a better job in order to ask for a raise. But a man is more likely to ask even when he's doing worse than the woman.
That's crazy.
Men are stupid, but like they kind of have like this overinflated confidence of themselves.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe, could be, the woman, it's more.
She has more to prove. She has to prove it. Maybe.
And no, but I don't think they have to prove it. It's almost like you're proving it for yourself.
No.
Right? That you are capable of. Maybe that's one of the things. Maybe we should learn a little bit from the men on that area and be like, you know what? I'm going to ask for a raise too.
Yeah.
I do better than him. Why not?
And
the thing is, maybe just they say, maybe it is for a woman it's harder to ask for money when it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm like a man. First thing I ask in an interview, how much you going to pay me?
Yeah. I mean, you're down for conflict though.
I sure am.
You're always ready to fight me.
Anybody.
But speaking of like the MMA fighters, I really think that is a field where the women are showing like, hey, look, we're more badass than the guys sometimes.
Oh yeah.
And then I think that's why they put it as a main event. It was literally the main event fight, and it was one of the best fights.
One of the best fights I've seen in a while. Yeah.
The fight before it won one fight of the night, and it was a good one.
Yeah.
It was a really good one too. Yeah. Not as much bloodshed, but there was definitely blood. The last two fights definitely had just gallons and gallons of blood.
They gave definitely a good, it was a great show.
Yeah. They're giving the janitor a bonus.
Definitely.
Because this dude's scraping the mat like, what the fuck?
I was just thinking about that. I was like, let's rip this whole thing out because ain't no way I'm going to clean all this blood for next competition. I mean, think about it. No, they probably changed the whole thing.
Probably.
I doubt that they just like.
They're not even going to be able to watch. They got to burn that whole mat. The amount of blood that was on that mat.
It was a lot. It was a lot of blood, But they finished the rounds, all of them, until the last second.
Yeah.
They did not give up. They
did 5-minute rounds.
Imagine.
That's draining. Intense.
It has to be. I did 35 minutes of cardio today, and I was about to die.
No. Well, I mean, imagine I'll do like one round of like a judo match for 4 minutes, and I need to take the next 4 minutes break just to get ready for the next round.
Yeah.
Back to back to back with only 30 seconds in between, or a minute. I think it was 30 seconds.
It's not a minute.
It might be a minute.
30 seconds seems like very short. Well, maybe.
I know it's boxing, 30 seconds. Maybe. But either way, man, shout out to those warriors, bro. Because that was one of the craziest fights I've ever seen.
Okay. Women are representing.
Pay them.
Pay them. Give him some Rolex.
Some what? Oh, some rollies?
Some rollies.
Some rollies? Can I get a rollie? All right, well, let's wrap this up. Sandra, thank you for joining me. I'm very glad I can say that I was the one that popped your cherry in the podcast world. Nobody could take that. All right,
Right.
Get a little badge and pin it up there. Very proud, very happy.
Well, I'm glad I did it. I've never done it, but it's fun. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And thank you for letting me be your guinea pig.
Yeah. Until next time, we'll do another one.
We'll see what we'll talk about next time.
All right. You heard that, ladies and gentlemen. Now, peace, bitches.